Did y'all see that? Y'all, did y'all see that? Thank y'all for coming back. Oh my goodness, did y'all see that? I see, Queen. I got to make them cam up. I'ma let me make this thing private. Let me make that live private real quick because I'm gonna edit it because I said some real powerful things. Oh my god, y'all. Did y'all see that? But see, that's how the enemy works, y'all. I'm not gonna delete it. I'm gonna cut that in and out. I'm gonna cut the in and out and I'm gonna post it. Hold on real quick. That was crazy, y'all. Okay, so this time I'm only inviting people that I done seen that I know is real. Okay. Yeah, they trying Terry, but it's okay. I made it private for a minute. I'ma edit it. Andrea, that wasn't you that came up there? That wasn't you? I'm sorry, Spicy Queen. Spicy said she traumatized, y'all. Yes, Chatty, we clutching the pearls, child. Oh my goodness. Cam, I got to make you cam up, bro. That's you for real, for real. Type in the chat, say that's me. Man, that's crazy. Peace and blessings, bro.
Peace, peace. That's crazy, yo.
Yeah, but you know what? That's how it works, you guys. And see, this is what we all have to understand. When greatness is in the midst, there's a balance. I'm telling you, when it's good, you gotta expect those unexpected moments to deter you from your purpose, deter you from what you were stating, what you were doing. You get what I'm saying? But you have to know that within yourself that you're greater than being deterred. You're greater than that. Don't get distracted. Get back on focus. We cool. We gonna let this thing ride. Lady Love, thank you for coming through. I made it private, y'all, so I can edit it and then I'm gonna make it public again because that was my whole purpose to speak about the greatness of everyone. And I ain't gonna let nobody just delete the whole moment. It was a good moment. How you feeling, bro?
I'm good. I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. And to tell you the truth, I'm feeling a whole lot better
That's
because
awesome.
I think that we've all had moments and where that we didn't feel great. We've cried tears, we've had a lot of anger and aggression, but we've overcome all of those things. And I'm so happy that we're in this time, in this space now, where we can actually see ourselves being greater than that. you know Not letting the shortcomings of ourselves or others being the defining points of who we are today and tomorrow. So I'm grateful. I feel a lot better.
Yeah, I agree. I think if you weren't if you invested in this saga and you weren't humbled at some point in this saga, I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
Things you once see it one way, you end up seeing them in a complete other one, which kind of shows how quick we can be to make a decision.
Right.
Um, we thought someone was who they with someone that they weren't. A lot of times, often let down by seeing certain people who we expect something different from or more from behave in a certain way.
Right.
We've often behaved in those ways ourselves. And I think in all of that, it should bring some humbleness to it. Be like, well, you know, so like I said this the other day, it seems like as soon as we get ready to rant about what someone else has done, it's almost like we're doing it at the same
Right.
time, proving
Right.
that we're all flawed. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I think in all we can learn from it. It started by us talking about the flaws or of another, and then what happened is we all exposed a little bit about ourselves along the way. You know?
Right. And you know what, the seeing the truth of ourselves is nothing we have to be ashamed of. And we can't let those moments make us become what we hate. That's what
You're
trauma
right.
wants, that's what hurt wants. But to me it's a defining moment of showing just how loving we are, just how uncold our hearts are, and to continue to be that person. But learning to be to not shield your heart so much, but to be mindful of the fact that you have one, and knowing that everyone is not in the space of necessarily caring for it as much as you.
You're absolutely right.
I mean, we don't have to let our hearts grow so cold to where we become something, the very thing that hurt us. We
Hmm.
become the monster. We don't have to be that. We are okay with being our true authentic selves, and you know um just learning the lessons as they come. It's so many lessons that we can take from this saga. And if anybody's taking lessons for someone else and not taking the lessons within themselves, they're not learning anything at all. And that's their loss. Because I've learned a lot about myself, and I'm appreciative for it. I have gratitude for it. And I don't have to feel embarrassed, ashamed, or hurt from it, because that's exactly what the enemy would want.
You're right. It makes me think of this story I read a long time ago. It's one of those types of stories that lead to wisdom. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
It's about a man who was traveling, and he had came to a river, and the river was far too long to travel around the river, and it was far too wide to cross it. So he had to learn how to create a boat to get across the river, right?
right,
And at the time, he had no skill whatsoever to create a boat, no knowledge of how to make a boat. So he
right,
had a lot of trial and error. So he messed up a lot, right? Crashed a
right,
lot. And so
right,
you got to imagine by the time he was able to create one that could get to the other side, I mean,
right,
he naturally he want to take this with him, this raft with him everywhere he want to go, everywhere he go, because it helped him to get out of this harsh condition that he was in. So he had to
right,
adapt to all this stuff to learn how to survive in this area. And so, but the
right,
problem was once he made it to the other side, what he has to go through now are trees, and they're very close together. So he can't carry this boat; it's going to weigh him down. He can't squeeze it through the trees, and he has to leave
right,
it behind. And so, like the moral of the
right,
story is, sometimes the tools and things that you develop to learn how to survive one harsh condition, um, that you don't need to keep using those to survive another. And I think
right,
that in this, I got down and dirty with people. I became someone that I wasn't in order to survive some of these people,
right,
and it probably wasn't the right thing to do. But none of us know who we are, and as far as how we're going to react in a moment in time under distress. So I think we learned a lot about ourselves and all of that. You know what I mean? And that's why I say it should bring about a humbleness. But
yep,
once you go through something like this and you get down and dirty with people, we should learn
right,
from it and say, okay, going forward, um, I can navigate this a different way. I don't need to use the same tools I used to survive in this
right,
harsh condition. You see what I'm saying? And I think that's what
right.
I'm learning, that maybe I didn't have to necessarily get down and dirty to win this, but it felt like I did.
I understand because I've had plenty of moments of feeling the same way, not knowing how to get this across. But one profound thing that you said, like in the end, just realizing that some people don't want the truth. Some people are just intentionally out here to do exactly what they set forth to do. And then, we realize within ourselves, there's no thing that you could have done to make it different. If that's
You're
what they're
right.
set to do, there's nothing you can do to make it different.
It's true. It's really true. And what happens is we get distracted. We have our own purpose and mission, but then
Right.
sometimes we see other people and we feel like we have to intervene. We have to do something about that.
Right.
And the loss becomes in the
Right.
distraction because most of the time you can't do much about what that person's doing. And so the
Right.
loss is now in all the time and effort you're not pouring into yourself. And I think
Right.
ultimately that's what life is about. I always talk about like a spider in its web, right? That the web
Right.
comes literally comes out of the spider. It's made up of the spider. It's literally the spider. And so the
Right.
spider has everything it needs. This web that is made
Right.
inside the spider. If the spider but just spin its web, it's got access to its food and its shelter. And I think
Right.
likewise, our skill and our purpose is like the web to the spider. And often when we're
Right.
not where we want to be in life, it's because we're not spinning our web. And I think all of us can
Right.
think about our life and say, we've poured 2 years of dedication into other people's lives, whether it was to help them or hurt their lives. We put 2 years in. And that's two
Right.
years that we weren't pouring into our lives. Now, inadvertently, if you built a platform, somewhat, some way you were pouring into your life. But I think that if we say, if I pour into my purpose, the way I critique others, the way I try to tell other people how they should be, where would I be in my life? You know what I mean?
Right.
And I've
Right.
seen people with some great skills and talents, and I'm just hoping that they keep it going forward. I know there was a real reason to get online, and some of you guys started pages your first time, like even with you, Angie. But I'm
Yes.
thinking, recognizing that you guys have a skill and a gift, I'm just hoping that you guys keep it going forward. I like how Chatty always keeps content going on different topics. And I don't know if she started with the saga, but I believe she did. And so I just like to see that, continue. I don't know if you heard the story. I think it's Mike Tyson or one of these famous boxers. Someone stole their bike and they ran inside of a boxing gym to use the phone to call the police. And
Right.
they end up hitting the bag to blow off steam and
Right.
ended up becoming a champion of the world. I mean, just it's almost like it was
Right.
fate that his bicycle was stolen. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
And I think like fate kind of led us here, and we've
Yeah.
learned through. I've watched people like Amber from the beginning of the saga to now, how much she's grown and her dialogue and holding the crowd and the audience, and the nervousness has slipped. I've noticed with you, a lot of your nervousness has went away. And every time you hop on here, you get a little better, a little sharper. And I'm noticing that in many of you guys, to be honest with you. And I
Thank
think in
you.
all of that builds a very unique skill. And online is where it is, man. There's a lot of money that can be accessed on here. You can definitely fulfill your purpose if it's that of a message and things of that nature, or have fun or break down content, whatever you want to do. But
Right.
I am so looking forward to seeing what everybody does with their platform. I really am. I just think that
Yeah.
you guys can do some amazing things, and I actually would love to be a part of it too, and like just working with you guys because like Black Wall Street, they kept money cycling. You know what I mean? And I think that we could do something similar. We put a lot of
Right.
time in together in this saga, so I feel like we could actually take and cycle different content and thoughts, and kind of
Right.
keep those same supporters kind of used to that same feel.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I just think that'll
Yeah.
be really dope, and I'd like to see what we can do to kind of maintain the audience that we've gained, and then garner a new following as well. Because
Most
it's on to
definitely.
better things. It's now what is our purpose and what is our mission. We now get to see
Yeah.
who everybody is. We met in trauma. Let's see who we are outside of that.
Yes. And y'all, I did private it, you guys. So if you haven't seen it, it probably needs to refresh on your screen. But I did private it, and I will edit it and bring it back out. And most definitely, Kev, because now we're in a space where we can actually talk about some great topics. We can
Hmm.
actually and just like you said, spin off of each other. Like I was saying previously, this is a network forever. It's it's a lot of us content creators and upcoming content creators from this trauma, from this saga. You know what I'm saying? So we have a lot of time and opportunity to venture with each other now. you know and don't limit it to this week or next week. Let's see it all in a lifespan. I think we've grown into a family here, and
Right.
we have to see that through. I'm willing to see that through. This is a family
Absolutely.
dynamic. And I'm appreciative for it all. you know
Right. I think you guys
I'm
have a world of content and material because over the past 2 years, so much has happened in this saga outside of just covering the story. So outside of discussing the Latrus, right, or any family member attached, right, you can
mhm,
take some of the things that happen in the saga and their topics in and of themselves. We've seen
mhm,
inside of so much toxicity, things that
mhm.
harm our communities in ways that we know we should be talking about this stuff more and bringing awareness to it, and we can do so without discussing, the truth, because a lot of it came through the saga. Like us as
Right.
content creators and people who are involved in the saga, telling their stories, and just through us seeing how tribalism works and how how easy it is to verbally abuse each other and tear each other down and become a part of something that is chaotic, and that's not even your purpose. You're in it for righteous reasons. There's so much to talk about here. Me and D
Yeah.
Ham often sit and just talk about how much this is revealed to us about humans, about how we are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I do
Yeah.
think that we got so much to cover here, and I think the supporters of the saga would be interested in hearing about that stuff as they relate to it. They were here for it. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, I agree. I think that it'll be, it's so many different topics that can be
Hmm.
brought from this understanding, and I got so many ideas, and I actually want to try to see them through, and speak on so many things that can help to elevate and help us discover the understandings of a lot of things that's taking place, and not necessarily be of the topic of the saga, you know, but just to get the understanding of ourselves. I think
Hmm.
that'd be dope. Um,
Hmm.
I agree. I most definitely agree. I mean, the potential, what we've already been seeing, is great. You know, I'm
Hmm.
appreciative of it all, from the very beginning of this, Kev, like, coming out and speaking and, standing up for what I knew was the truth. And just being able to have this moment right here where, we see the truth being able to define, how we are able to evolve from this situation. Um, I'm happy for it. I really am. You know, it was a lot of discouraging moments. It was a lot of moments that I was hard on myself, wanting to be in it a lot stronger and, wanting to speak a lot stronger and, whatever the case may be. But, and then this all still being a learning situation for myself. I'm happy that I found the courage to, to give my effort, and I'm happy that everyone, including you, being able to see that for what it was. I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, this has been wonderful for me. Just watching how it all started with each and every one of you. I remember the first day I heard each and every one of you and where you guys were at the time, how y'all sounded at the time, and then how much y'all have evolved to this point and now getting to know y'all. So it really feels kind of like y'all a family, man. It's crazy. It's deep, man, because I mean, I know the supporters, probably people who never got on a platform or ever said anything, probably still feel the same way. They probably feel the same way, like this connection. And I think that's
Yeah.
why even though the saga is gone, it's still going because it's,
Yes.
it's more about the people than my brother and his wife, ex-wife.
Yes. Yes. It's become about the people, and that's most definitely true. But and that's what I've been able to see, that the story has taken on to where we can see lessons for ourselves. It's powerful. It's
Mm-hmm.
powerful. I'm appreciative for everything that I've grown and come to see myself. I'm grateful for it. And I'm ready to continue to expand on this truth and enlightenment, and speak on things that can help further us from that bottomless pit, from the hurt, from the pain, from the from the suffrage, for our people. We gotta elevate, we gotta evolve, we have to become one, seriously, like,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I think it's necessary. And I think that a lot of these content creators that, have definitely come from this saga, they most definitely have the voice to do it. They have the power to do it. And I'm so happy that, a lot of them are actually moving into that direction, and, you know, being the great person that, what I can say this, with me being a new content creator, not necessarily understanding how to push my voice out there to be heard, not knowing how to deliver, not knowing how to, introduce myself, you know. I think that the saga did teach us a lot of things in becoming that voice. The things that we thought to get across, we're actually growing into a place where we can express it vocally and be heard. And I think that's powerful in itself. That's growth in itself.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree. This
I
has been a
think.
real, this has been a real thing. I'm wondering here. I
Hmm.
don't know how many people's in the chat. Who all knows who started a page strictly for this saga? I know that there's some people who were already who already had pages, who are already doing content, but who became a content creator just for this saga. If you know
Majority.
them, you can type their name in. If you are one of them, you can just say me.
I know Alexis and Amber, Retta, Upper. I think I want to say Lou Park, um, myself. Um, I'm not sure, but I think Chatty did start her channel for this saga. Latte started her channel for this saga. Um, D Ham, he started his channel for this saga. Um, we have smaller units of content creators as well. Miss Love, the SOS. Um, we have a couple of guys, you guys. I can't think of their names, but it's a couple of guys that started their channel for this saga. Um, who else? It's a lot of us. It's a lot. It's a lot of people that started for this saga, Kev.
Mm-mm-mm.
It's a
And this just
lot.
shows you how powerful it was. I hear people, yeah, see
Hmm.
people here naming people now, and see that's
Yep,
just how
Roy,
powerful it was. And
Truth
look at where you
Slayer.
guys are today. Mm-hmm.
Hmm. And I mean, they're growing and becoming better content creators. I mean, look at it, like Amber, she does those clips on her videos. Lupac does the clips and the editing. Like, like we're learning and actually growing our channel. Like, oh my god, it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, the growth is here. Like, it's real.
And you guys might be
Toya, I
saying
thank you.
it's just my bad. Go
Mhm.
ahead.
No, Toya, thank you for coming through. I haven't seen Toya Queen in a while. I just wanted to tell her thank you for coming through. And Lysandra Queen, thank y'all for coming through. Go ahead, Kev. Oh, Pimo, she did start for the saga as well. Yes, Pimo
Mm-hmm.
actually, she was a great supporter. I don't know if you remember, her name was Melanin Related,
Mm-hmm.
and she started a channel
Yeah, I
for the
do.
saga as well. Dawn did start her channel for the saga. She did.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I love it, man, because I mean, people can you might just look at it as it's just YouTube or whatnot, but truth be told, man, you got celebrities who have been around the world who are going into YouTube, because they see the potential in it. And so, what I love about it is it's anybody has that same potential, not just a celebrity. If you have a powerful voice, you're entertaining, you got something to offer in one way, shape, or form. It's just a beautiful way to be able to have an outlet. You know what I mean? And so I love that it took something to get you all here, but we're gonna get to see how each and every one of you continue without, which is gonna be or should be unique to you all, your styles and everything. So I really love that.
What I want to say to you as a supporter, and you
Mhm.
also as a representative of your family, this is also showing the love that we have for y'all. This is love.
Absolutely.
And
It
and
is.
and I don't want you to question it for anything that anybody may say. This right here is love
Yes, ma'am.
because you know it's a cold world out here and it's a lot of people who have not had the defense, and because of the love that these people have for you and your family, they stood 10 toes, still standing. Always will. I know I will. I'm here. I'm here for the Rise family, and I ain't going nowhere.
No, you're
And it's
you're right. You're right. And that's why I
mhm,
say we gotta have gratitude because while there are people who troll, while there are people who hate us and can't stand us, there are in fact people who did not have to, but stood out there with us, man. They put their reputations on the line. They believed they saw somebody being mistreated, and they spoke out on behalf of us, even though they were getting ridiculed and doxxed and all this stuff because of it. So, I mean, I hate when people try to say they only do it for money or whatnot. I'd be like, I don't care, yo. The sheer fact that someone steps out there for you, stands on a purpose for you, puts their reputation out there for you should be enough. You shouldn't question it. It's a beautiful thing, and so
yeah,
many people has tried to pull away from these kind souls. Genuine, that's what they are. They try to take away from that by saying it's all about some dollar or something. These people didn't realize till later on that they could make a little money from this. I don't think any of them said, "Oh, I'm gonna make some money. I'm gonna go do this."
right,
I just don't think that's. I think that once you start making money, of course, money will become the goal. I mean, I think that's
right,
everybody.
right,
But you have to understand that you have to learn how to use the platform once you're on it and don't waste the time. But these people got on here because they wanted to voice their opinion, and their opinion mattered, and it was
right,
able to cause a big difference for my family. Without them, a lot of what would have been said about us would have just spread, and a lot of people would have felt more comfortable to do so. But having you guys out here covering this stuff and knowing that we had some line of defense, even if it wasn't legal, we had some line of defense who was going to be listening and reviewing the content and giving some sort of response. It really did help us out. It helped us out mentally, especially for me personally, speaking for myself, seeing you guys defend us, hearing you guys give rational takes instead of just things that were just all to the negative. That stuff was life changing for me. I really needed that, especially being going through that before, and as long as I had been going through it before with my brother. So you guys were helping my brother, and many of you guys came right back around and gave me your defense too. And so, like I said, I'll always be grateful.
and the only thing I require, the only
Hmm.
thing I ask is that y'all keep smiling, keep loving, keep your hearts pure, and don't let nobody take it from you. Don't let nobody take those smiles from y'all and those beautiful babies. Don't let nobody take your hearts from being pure and true. Don't let nobody discourage you from being exactly who you are. That's all I ask.
On one condition,
Of course.
y'all don't either. Because listen,
That's right.
I can sit here and thank y'all for having my back, but at the end of the day, man, y'all done been drugged through it too. So I
That's
think
what
we all battered
we got
people
our
now.
stripes, Kev.
Facts.
We
We
got
all
our
battered people.
badges.
Facts.
And that's what make us all family together. You know what I'm saying? Because what better family to have than a family that's willing to stand in the paint for each other? Like I love it. I appreciate it.
Hmm.
Because I've even been, where I've seen people stand up for my name, and I appreciate it. And
Yes, ma'am.
it gave me a lot of love, and it gave me a lot of respect for that, because I too know how it feels,
Hmm.
to have somebody stand up for you and to defend your character. I appreciate it. It shows a lot of value. So I too am forever grateful,
Hmm.
forever grateful. You know, I mean,
Hmm.
it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. I
Hmm.
just my cheekbones is hurting from just smiling, just smiling and just seeing all of this, just all this love, y'all.
Yeah, I've been riding on an emotional high the last couple of days. I'm just gonna
Hmm.
stop going to Felicia channel. I said I'm gonna stay out from over there. I should keep messing me up. And that channel never really, it ain't really never been a good place for me over there. She used to let me get a word out. Now she make me want to cry every time I go over there. I don't know. I'm gonna stay off from over there.
Man, she powerful, man. Yes, she is
Yeah, I was
powerful.
just saying, if anybody say they don't see it, they blind. You know, people are hate, but I know that people will hate. But some things, man, you just got to come up off it and come all the way clean. If you say
Right,
you don't feel something powerful on that lady, purpose on that lady, you're telling a lie. I mean, come on now.
right.
You're numb. You're numb spiritually because we're supposed to be able to recognize what you would call the anointing of God. You're supposed to be able to recognize that.
I
And it
see
don't matter
greatness
who it's
in you.
on. When it's there, it's there.
Yep. I'm telling you, like when I first heard her story, I was like, oh my goodness. And then just the fact that she's speaking and being able, like her voice, like to be able to just speak to the people. You know what I'm saying? Like Felicia has a powerful spirit, and
And that's what I was
you
gonna say.
know,
Her story
hmm
is a tragedy, but I think that the power is in her spirit, and I think it's always been that way. And I think that's probably why these things happen to her to quench that spirit. But
trying to
I
take
think
it.
it's
Yeah.
unbreakable. I've gotten a glimpse of it, and it's unreal.
Yes. And
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 because
and,
of it, we've
and
seen so many glimpses of other people as well too. It's just dope.
Yes, yes. I mean, I'm forever grateful, being able to see all of the greatness in the content creators, and just truly observing them for who they are, and seeing what it is that the negativity was trying to push away from our sight, being able to see, um just the truth in them be poured out in their words and their laughter and their topics, and it means a lot to me, um very strong people, very strong people.
Hmm. And Nina said Queen Feet definitely has a powerful anointed voice. Absolutely. DM
Most
said so true,
definitely.
kid. Yeah, bro.
Yes,
Crazy.
D-Ham gonna preach us all the way
And D
home,
Ham
y'all.
powerful. D Ham is very powerful too.
Yes.
I talk about Felicia a lot. People don't give D Ham his credit, bro. That dude, we can do a
Now
whole
D
live just on D Ham alone. This brother done stepped out here and stood so many people's grounds.
Yes.
He's made mistakes in the eyes of the social people and got drugged through the mud and had to work his way back and just through it all. The man never lost his moral character.
Never,
You
not one
know, so
time.
it's just
And
yeah, he's a powerful
when you
brother.
go listen to D Ham gonna give you a word, baby, and you gonna hear the word, and he gonna give it to you, and he gonna deliver it too. And shout
Uh huh.
out to D Ham. I mean, I love it every time I listen to
Hmm. Very powerful. I can tell when he was in that church, he was preaching his tail off.
And what Leela says, even though I don't come up on panels, I be in the chat all of all the content creators I've been. here since day one, and I feel like you all, my family as well from home, most definitely, Leela, because I too myself started as a subscriber, a watcher. You get what I'm saying? And it was these very content creators that gave me a courage to speak and let my voice be heard. And I was nervous and trembling the whole way through, but I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for it because now I have the opportunity to tell them that they were the reasons that, I was able to speak and I was able to help, be a part of something so great, defending this family, defending Kev. Like, and that's how powerful you guys' voices have been. That's how strong it is. That it
Hmm.
encourages others. It's great.
Absolutely. And I see people in the chat speaking to Andrea about her daughter. And I don't know
Yes.
you, Andrea, but I definitely send you good energy. I don't know exactly what's going on.
Yes. I think she was saying that her daughter was in the hospital. Um Prayers out for Miss Andrea and her daughter.
Oh wow, absolutely. Yeah, I definitely
Yeah.
prayers out. I hope that she's okay.
Yes, most definitely. And we gonna be doing some great content, y'all.
Hmm.
We gonna do some great content, Kev. Well, you got a sister and me for life. For life. No questions
Yes, ma'am.
asked. And if
Yes,
I got to
ma'am.
come out here and throw another punch or two, you already know I'm here. But most definitely we gonna uh, you know you're going to be able to see you know my content and be able to you know be able to just get to know I guess what's on my mind, given my perspective. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And so that right there to me is amazing because I know when I first came out, and you gave me, y'all, shout out to Kev. He was my first subscriber. He gave
Hmm.
me my first shout out. He did my first video breakdown. Shout out to you, Kev. And
Thank
and
you.
and and I know that right there, I was grateful for that. I didn't even expect it. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, thank you, because I didn't even expect, anybody would see it. I didn't have no subscribers, but
Hmm.
that right there, I was I was like a accomplished, well accomplished, Angie. Like I was so proud of myself, so being knowing the fact that you'll be able to see more of my content and just see, my perspective on things, that means a lot to me in itself already because I have been a true supporter of your intellect, your insight. You know what I'm saying? So this right here, like, hey, this is amazing to me. When a kid gets to meet the favorite basketball player, or football player, that's how I felt. I'm like, I get to meet Kevin Wesley.
Hmm.
So I'm forever grateful, forever.
Listen, the feeling is so mutual, man. Um, my one of my gifts is my perspective on things. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Right.
And in in the way I articulate it, and I never knew that I was special. So I grew up in a small town where most people looked at me like what I was saying was foreign, like they didn't understand what was coming out of my mouth. So it's easy to feel like you don't have much to offer, you don't have much value. But when I started putting my thoughts online, it literally changed my life. So I'm just eager to see what the universe rewards you with for speaking into it. There's something that every
Right.
one of us have that can make the world a better place. And thoughts,
Right.
guys, are so powerful, and which is why people try and police them. If you've
Right.
noticed, even during this saga, one of the biggest crimes against humanity in this saga was trying to police your thoughts. And
Yes.
every one of you know that that is not right. Your opinion,
Yes.
you're judged because of your opinion. These are my thoughts. This is my holy place. My
Right.
thoughts should not be criticized. These are my thoughts. You can't judge me for my thoughts. And that's what the world does, is try to police your thoughts because they know your thoughts are the key to your freedom. They don't want you
Right.
thinking. And that's what makes
Right.
many of us so gifted. We think that gifts just lie in regards to like singing and dancing, but no, your mind is a gift. It truly is. So
Right.
when you see something wrong with the world, Speak on it. I can guarantee you others see it too. Maybe they just don't have the words to articulate it. But this is how we change the world. We speak on it, family. I promise you.
Right. Shout out to Queen Fee for coming through. Thank you so much for coming through, Felicia.
Yes,
Beautiful,
welcome in, Queen
beautiful
Fee. Just
soul.
talking about you.
Yes. Powerful presence. Beautiful soul. Thank you. And yes, Kev, I definitely agree with you. We on the up and up right here. It's all up from here.
Hmm.
We all on the up, and I'm excited. I'm excited because you guys have already started on speaking on great topics. So it's already happening. It's already
Hmm.
happening. So Angie just got to get on that train to get more discussion panels going as well, and I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm not gonna stop. I'm riding right here next to y'all. Okay.
Hmm.
I just I'm happy because I think for the most part nobody knew what the end of this would look like, or even if there was one. And it may not be an end for a lot of people, but I think this is a grand graduation for a lot of others. So,
Hmm.
shout out to the super sticker. Thank you so much, Robin Queen. So, and I was just telling them, Kev, I don't know if you heard it, but I got memberships now on my channel.
That's dope.
Yeah, so now um I get to go into different topics, and let my subscribers be a part of whatever topics you guys want discussed and everything like that. We all have an opportunity to connect, grow, develop, and everything like that, and continue to keep this family thing going, keep the vibe going, you know
Yeah,
and
and Amelia too cute. We do see your comment.
Amelia, yes, I see you, Queen.
Yeah,
I'm
and
sorry.
it says Queen Fee's comment is just below the one below Cheryl Wagner's. It says, "Come on, Angie." I don't know if you see it. Queen Fee, she was saying she couldn't see you.
Oh, I see you, Queen Fee. I see you, Felicia.
Okay, she said
Can
fake
everybody
account.
see
Okay,
each other?
cool.
Miss White,
Yeah, I
thank you for
think
coming
so.
through. I don't have anybody hitting or blocked, I don't think. Um, and
No, I
y'all,
think she sees it.
ooh, I don't know if everybody heard, but I have been provided an opportunity, a wonderful opportunity, you guys, to be a part of a podcast. Queen Lacey has started a podcast channel with me and a few other beautiful ladies. To speak and to be able to, give our perspectives on certain things, to grow with each other, to help share, and if anybody wants to be a part of that journey, if anybody wants to come and give that a try with us and watch us grow and grow with us, you guys, Roots and Rebirth. I'm gonna share some of the content on my wall. I didn't want to give the what is it, give the statement out without giving my grand statement vocally so everybody can
Mm,
hear it, y'all, because we are actually moving into a positive transition. We are actually doing it. We're not waiting for tomorrow. It's happening now. So Roots and Rebirth is definitely in existence. Thank you to Queen Lacey for it, giving me this opportunity, y'all. Y'all, please come through, share, love, develop with us. And we already know on Kevin Wesley's True Factory, we got the doers. We the doers over there. And over here,
hmm.
I got my membership going. I'm going to start adding, some of my perspective on things to help. And then we have this beautiful podcast every Friday, 7:30. Tune in, Roots and Rebirth. Right now we're on the topic of childhood trauma, and we're speaking on these things, the development, the growth of self, development of self. And so you guys, let's hey, come on in. Let's keep this party going.
Hmm. And shout out Miss White. So I didn't see you here. I said she called her channel Secrets now. Okay, no. Was it a new channel, Miss White?
Yes. Miss White. Shout out to Miss White and her beautiful channel, and her and Miss Chosen. Yes, they have started a channel. It's beautiful. They've done cooking segments and things of the sort. So a lot of us have different content and different things that we're doing on our channels. And Queen Dree, she has a channel and it's been amazing. So shout out to all the content creators that are growing from this. It's a family. We a family.
Absolutely.
And then Gigi has, I think Gigi started her YouTube channel too. She's coming from Facebook. And I know
Dope.
Auntie, she's been on YouTube for a little bit as well. Auntie
Mhm.
Teresa. So it's a lot of channels, Kev,
That's dope.
that came up from this saga. I'm telling you. Mr. Troy, he got a channel. Yes,
Okay.
shout out to you,
Super
King.
Unc.
Thank you for
Okay.
coming through. Yes, it's a lot of channels and it's a lot of networking to be done. So, I mean, the opportunities are endless and I'm appreciative for it, you know?
Yeah, I definitely welcome you guys to my panel, man, to give input anytime you guys see fit. I'll always shout you guys out. You'll always be able to plug your channels. Um, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Chatty Cathy and I have been doing a lot of work together. I say a lot of work, but two videos. To me, it's a lot of work. She's someone who I definitely requested that from. I like how she dialogued throughout the saga, and a lot of you guys I've also asked this from as well, Angie included. Um,
Yes.
look forward to some stuff with me and D-Ham as well. I'm gonna be working with a lot of you guys, so and if you guys are interested in working with me as well, just hit me up because it's one of those things where I always say gratitude is just a word. It should look like something, and so I always say I'm not a Tower of Babel, meaning I don't just go around saying things like, "Hey, thank you, I'm great, I'm gracious." I think that looks like something. So for me, gratitude looks like working together. It looks like making you never regret the day that you stood on my behalf. I like to make people's lives better because they made mine better. So I really love to work with you guys going forward. Anything I can do for you, all that going forward, truthfully.
Most definitely, Kev. Because, and I've been seeing the discussion panels too. And I'm so appreciative of it, Um, I'm grateful for the opportunity. I was able to speak on your channel and everything, and it's just amazing to me. That one, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And Marv Deuce most definitely come through Roots and Rebirth. I'm telling you, it's amazing. And Deborah, thank you so much for the super sticker. Oh, thank y'all so much for the love. Y'all know I'm mushy for real, so I really appreciate it. And Kev, your work, your content, and everything that you have put out throughout the years, gratitude for me, because it was what I needed. And I think I told you one time, I said, Kev, you got to stand on that mountain and let your light shine because there's another Angie out there who has to see it,
Hmm.
because it was that light, you know, that I saw with the intellect. And I was telling them earlier, I was like, it was one statement. It was a few statements that you always say at the end of your discussions. But one of them was like, and if you ever find yourself in the midst of chaos, it is in
Hmm.
that midst of chaos where you find yourself. And
Hmm.
it's a lot of things you can take from that statement. But one of them that I wanted to highlight, just for the saga, um, what part of the chaos are you contributing to? You
Hmm.
know, we can see the contribution from others, but how are we contributing to it? And what can we do to let the chaos, become smaller to there is none, you know? And
Hmm.
so with that's something that I had to learn for myself. What part of this chaos am I contributing? And heal from it and grow from it and be able to help others come from out of the chaos as well. And I think that a lot of the discussions that's been happening on different panels as of lately has been very helpful, with healing and relating, because a lot of us came to this saga due to our experiences, due to things that have hurt us and pain and everything of the sort. So, never even realizing that we created an entire environment of chaos, and we have to be able to look at how we participated in that creation. And so I'm looking at how I participated as well, not taking accountability off myself, because if I don't take accountability, then what part of it will I grow and learn from,
Hmm.
but I look at, my participation as well, and this is where the healing begins, because we were all in a rage and we were all fighting because we've been lied on, we've been mistreated, we've been abused, we've been talked about, we've been uh you know um we've been defamed,
Hmm.
we've been in a place where we felt like we had to defend our character and try to prove that we're not this person that, people are saying that we are. We've all felt these things before. This is what brought us all here, you know. So,
Hmm.
and this is what had the mist of chaos going, whether it be good or bad. That's what chaos is. It doesn't necessarily have a point of direction. So we can't say the good without the bad or the bad without the good. We have to look at it all. And so that's what I've done for myself.
You're
Shout
absolutely
out to the
right.
super sticker. Thank you so much.
Hmm. That was powerful, Angie. Um, my actual meaning, my meaning for that is double meaning.
Mm-hmm.
Um, physically, if you find yourself in the middle of chaos, like say, like you talked about as it related to the saga,
Yeah.
the moment I find myself, I'm on the line, I'm online, I'm cussing, I'm screaming, I'm yelling, and it's for justification. I'm upset. This person's wronged me in some way. I'm trying to fight for my reputation.
Right.
And it's a chaotic moment. But in that moment, I realize I'm capable of doing the very thing that I speak against, right? Um,
Right.
I'm capable of losing my cool. I'm capable of reacting in a moment and doing something that could ruin my own reputation. You see?
Right.
And so that's what's humbling about it. If you ever find yourself in the middle of chaos, it's in that chaos that you'll find yourself. And it's normally in how you're reacting to the chaos.
Yeah.
That's who you are. We can all talk
Yeah.
a good game. Well, I wouldn't get mad if someone done that to me. Well, I wouldn't react that way. I wouldn't respond that way. Yeah, shut up. Shut up. Right now, you're a
Right.
bystander. You're a bystander, and you're playing the judge as if you're not also on the stage. You're on the stage
Right.
too. You're
Right.
you're being watched too. So at the same time, you're gonna fail at places in your life, and these are places to learn and grow, not places to judge and say, you're a bad person because of how you reacted in this moment. You know,
Right.
um,
Right.
but you do find yourself in the middle of that chaos, and the second one is uh, kind of like mentally. Sometimes nothing can be going on around you. The people around you can have your best interest at heart, but they may move in ways that you don't move. And just
Right.
because they do, you might feel they slighted you, they're betraying you, they're wronging you. And now this chaos is in your mind. And so normally when you find yourself in the middle of chaos, this animosity and angst and division you create amongst your friends and all that stuff is typically because the chaos is inside of you. It's you. It's in
Right.
your head. And a lot of times
Right.
trauma can cause that. You're not a bad person, but normally, if you've been betrayed in life, if you've been hurt, it's your own distrust that keeps recreating this cycle. I'm going to
Right.
do a video, and I'd like for you guys to be a part of that. It's going to be called Transgenerational Cycles or Curses.
Yeah.
And it's just, just how we recreate these cycles based on the same pain that was caused to us. And now the boundaries and walls we put up due to what happened to us keeps us creating the same thing. And we keep wondering,
Yeah.
why do we attract these people to us? Regardless of who you attract to you, if you don't heal, you'll keep creating division in your own friendships. And think you'll keep, holding people hostage to how you think they should respond in any situation. And you've seen it all, how friends have fell apart. Most of how friends fell apart. They brought it public, during this
Right,
saga. And so we've gotten
right,
to hear how these people who started off as friends based on commonalities or agreements, whatever that was that they agreed on, we've seen how easily the ties can be severed and how easily they can be broke down. And this is all with adults. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So there's so much that we can learn from this, and I just can't wait to see how people are going to digest this and break it down. I just want to hear you guys' thoughts on it because I've learned so much from it. You could write a book on it.
Yes, really. I agree. Thank you for breaking that down because I think
Yes, ma'am.
when I first heard it and I was thinking about it and I was, going through a whirlwind of things, and you said if you ever find yourself in the midst of chaos, it is in that chaos where you find yourself.
Mhm.
And ultimately what I discovered was it was because of the allowance of, you know not necessarily standing my ground, or not necessarily understanding who I truly am within myself, and just allowing things to push and tug, and basically creating a whirlwind of problematic situations for myself, that I could not find a place to get out of it. I couldn't find a way to fix it, or it was beyond my control. It spiraled so far out of control. I had no more control of myself.
Mhm.
And that was the first intake in of understanding that statement. That statement there has so many um ways of understanding it. it's
It
it's
does.
it's amazing. I think, just like you were saying before, you probably haven't realized how much of an impact some of your statements or some of your content has had on people. You get what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
it really has, like, because you know it it's so meaningful to me, you know in a time where I had no words. I knew of no place to get understanding. And I'm just so happy to scrolling on Facebook. And I mean, all I could see was Kevin Wesley and Bobby Hemmett just all down Facebook timeline. And just to click on it and just to hear, because those videos, some of those videos weren't an hour long or 2 hour long, not the first ones that I was seeing. So they were short clips, but they were so powerful. They
Hmm.
meant so much. And that right there, Kev, like, you know it was important. It's important. It definitely, whatever purpose you set out for it to have, I think it fulfilled that and more. Most definitely, because I'm a testament to that.
Absolutely. It's mind blowing every time I meet people that have followed me for years, and when they express to me um, that they once didn't have a voice and didn't articulate as well as they did until they, got a load of me, and that's when I realized how truly powerful I am. That's when I truly get to kind of see myself because I make the videos, I just put my thoughts out there, and I go on about my business. I don't know how it impacts people on the other side of that phone. I don't know what the
Right,
person's receiving and getting from what I'm saying. And it's
right.
crazy because I text D Ham this when I got off live last night, related to Felicia. I texted him. I said she just needs to see herself. If she speaks to a crowd of women and she sees their reaction to her gift, that'll be the first glimpse of herself that she's ever saw. Her problem is she's only seen herself in a mirror. She's never seen herself through her gift. You see what I'm saying? And
Right,
something like that would ignite her, and she would truly see her purpose. It's powerful, and it has
right.
been all along. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And some most of the time we don't get to see ourselves. So one of the beautiful things about church is it gives you a stage, to be able to perform and show your skill and sharpen it and get rid of stage fright, and it can take you into a amazing purpose. And that's one of the things I've always loved about it, you know. And I think that we should be doing that in our families, in our household, helping our children to honing on their gifts and skills, so they can see who they are in this world. We all got something to offer, man. You know,
Right.
and that's another thing that comes with finding yourself in chaos. You never know how much weight you can hold until someone puts weight on you. The only way you know
Right.
yourself is through interacting with the world. We can all talk a good game. You've heard people,
Right.
I can fight until they get in a fight, and then we find out who they truly are because you can't
Right.
lie. You know, I've seen people,
Right.
Angie, they'll say, I can run a mile in under a minute or 2 minutes or something. We'll bet them as homeboys. I bet you can't. I bet you $100 you can't. They'll
Right.
walk there. These liars will take you all the way to the track. I call them fake backflip jumpers because
Yep.
they always act like they can cut a backflip, but they never
Hmm.
have on the right shoes or nothing to do it. They just lying, you know.
Right.
So that's what I call them. But they'll say they can run this mile. They'll take you all the way to the track. And I had a homer do this one time, all the way to the track. And I know in his mind he was telling himself, God, please give me the stamina to run this mile under 2 minutes because I was lying. Let me prove this to my friends.
Right.
And I think God or the universe said, nope. Not only am I not gonna not only am I not gonna give you the stamina, I'm gonna make it worse. Because you right now you got anxiety, you're nervous because you know you've been lying. You know you ain't been working on running, you ain't did no work, and you've been lying. So I'm gonna get you out
Right.
here and you're gonna get tired faster than you normally get tired. You
Right.
can't lie and make it up and then just have the skill. You gotta work and build it up. I mean, God wouldn't be a good God if he was just giving out gifts like that, like skills. You gotta earn them. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And so yeah,
Most
it's true.
definitely.
It's 100% true. In order for you to truly know who you are, there has to be a bit of chaos because you know it's like that at pop quiz. You know, you don't know who you're going to be until a moment, and like I said, it's humbling. It's easy to stand in judgment until you're in that situation. If you
Most
never had your
definitely.
heart broke before, it's easy to criticize somebody who crying and crashing out over a heartbreak. You ain't never felt it. But that shit
Right.
can make it can feel like your whole world coming to an end if you truly love a
Right.
person and they don't want to be with you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Most
Joanne said,
definitely.
Kevin, I never judged, but I was in shock the first time I heard you go off. It was like walking in on my parents. I hear that all the time, you know. But and listen, I thought I was that same person. I didn't know I could go off no more. I thought I'd have manifested myself to a high vibration of being out here. And then I realized, well, you're, I am, therefore I am. You're all of
That's
it.
right. You're
Yeah,
all of it.
you have not left that behind. You are still very much that person. You see what I'm saying?
Right. That's
Hmm.
why it's not
Even
good
God
or
has wrath.
bad. It's imperfectly
Absolutely,
perfect.
it
Hmm.
is. You're right. Like I say, every animal got defense mechanisms. When we start putting morals on do you defending yourself, now again now we're policing um, how a person defends themselves. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. It's like
Right.
tying your hands behind your back. You know.
Right.
So I guess you learn more about a person. Are they fight or flight? As opposed to you're wrong for how you went about it. And that's typically how we judge each other is based on how we would do things. There's not any real moral outlook to it. It's just I wouldn't do it that way, so it's probably wrong. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Thank you so much, Cal, for coming up. Thank you so much for your words of wisdom. As always. And I
Absolutely.
think everybody has known Brother Kev is the words of wisdom in this saga. Most definitely,
Yeah, they
Kev.
call me the
And
peacemaker, the smooth talker, the
the
one who comes to
smooth
straighten
talker,
things out, the manipulator. His
the
words are gonna get
manipulator.
you.
He gonna manipulate y'all. Don't listen to him.
He talking. It's manipulation. Look, his mouth moving. Look. They crazy, man.
And then some people be like, hey, but it makes sense. And they're like, don't listen, close your ears, don't do it. Don't go into the light. I'm telling you.
They get the troll of the year award. They know how to troll. They will troll you and gaslight you. They had me not even want to damn talk. Because all they're gonna do is call it manipulation, boy. That was their go-to move. Look at him. Look, he doing it again. Look. He didn't mean what he just said. He just trying to get over on the people. Oh, so now I'm okay. I'm lying now. I didn't mean that.
He's trying to brainwash you. Don't listen to
I remember the time I spoke to Felicia. I like Felicia. I like to speak to you on the back end. Everybody started saying, "Don't trust nothing this nigga say. This motherfucker just gonna try to." Felicia was like, trust me. This nigga ain't gonna deceive me. Watch." I said, "Fuck it, I ain't even gonna reach out. I already know.
him.
I
Thank you
already
so
know what's
much,
about to
Kev.
happen." Right? Yeah.
I'm
Thank you,
telling you,
man. It's a pleasure.
every time I heard it, I was like, "Oh my God, he manipulating the people."
They posted a picture of Felicia said, "Queen, don't let him get you, Queen." I said, "God damn." Yeah, boy. This was an interesting thing. This saga was an interesting thing, boy.
I'm telling you,
But
I'm
now, thank you for having me again, man. I'd love to come up the next time you do it again. So this was dope.
I'm grateful as always, and I
Got my
know
cheeks
I'm
hurting. Pause.
I'm doing the panel Roots and Rebirths every Friday, y'all, at 7:30 with Queen Lacey and a few other beautiful, powerful women. And so, with that, I'm gonna try to become more disciplined with my channel. I know I've been having a lot of things, a lot of ventures in my outside life and everything like that. With that starting to come to a close soon, I'll be able to have more time and being able to come out to the people more often and speaking and giving different topics and discussions and everything, and everybody's going to see my growth. This is not an instant growth. This is a journey. This is forever. We are all family. We're not going nowhere.
Yes,
And shout
ma'am.
out to you, brother Kev.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for
Keep
having me, love. I'm gonna drop down.
most definitely, and peace and blessings to everyone. Jay Bands, thank you for coming through, bro.
And
Shout
peace
out
to
to
everybody in
all
the
of you.
chat too. I'm in the bushes though, guys. And again, Angie, pleasure.
Pleasure with you always, always, y'all. Shout out to everyone. Thank you so much, Kev. And thank you everyone for coming through, and we gonna keep this love train going, y'all. We gonna elevate together, grow and develop and everything of the sort. Blueberry Boots, I saw you come through, Queen. Jasmine, thank you for coming through. Marv Deuce, thank you for coming through. Everyone that's come through. If I missed your name, don't charge it to my heart. Please forgive me, but I am so grateful for every last one of y'all forever. And everybody, let's continue this love. And I see y'all soon.